Hello and welcome everybody to the 5th episode in the 2nd chapter of Daughter of Alba, our Fysä chapter, and today's episode is called Misa Fysä, Into the Wild. It is your 3rd day in Nicostria. It's morning. You have decided that, actually it's still the 2nd day. You have just spent the afternoon with a couple of Albion mercenaries and in the presence of Samson Harbuston, who by his own account is probably one of the biggest and bestest world travelers, or he comes from a world traveling family. He's only made it as far as Fysä, but so they say 2 of his cousins have made it as far as Rawindra and Kantaipan. So he still has a good ways to go to match their exploits, but he's trying. You have then also waited for Siobhan, who's held mass for the Alba mercenaries that are there because they don't have any spiritual guidance, because they have no people looking after them. There are no priests there, and some of them have also had one-to-ones with her where she has given them some one-to-one counseling, and she returns to you and she says, well, you know what, if I actually had decided to become a mother and have a temple, I would be doing nothing else than this all day, in addition to healing everyone, looking after sick people. I don't know if I'm up to this.
You are up to everything that you like.
She pokes you in the arm. Shall we go?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so you leave. Okay, so we still have a couple of hours before we have to meet the 2 traveling companions in our inn.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
I think we would like to restock food for sure, just a little bit, whatever we can afford with our non-existing little money.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all. Aisling would just wander a little bit around the city to get a last impression before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if Siobhan has anything she wants to see.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you know where the market is because it's in the Agora. So you go to the center of the city, and there are stalls and they sell literally everything. What you notice is that their staple of fat that they use is actually olive oil. Butter is for some reason not sold, maybe because it actually is too hot. So what would you like to buy? You can buy bread, which will last. It's a lot drier than the fare that you usually have. They sell goat's meat, cured, dried, fried and cold.
Yeah, I think bread and dried meat in some kind of way would be what we would get.
Mm-hmm. And then as you walk along, please make a perception check.
Oh boy. Was Wahrnehmung, gell?
Hmm.
Nope.
Okay. Let's see.
I rolled 5. That's not enough.
Yeah. Okay. But at some point you see that there is, it's a market. So and while Nicostria seems to be quite affluent, there's also some people who are poor. What you also notice is that those sisters that you saw, the Word sisters and the Black sisters, basically, they walk the streets and they provide alms to the poor. So there seems to be this, it's almost like an institutionalized way of giving alms. And you also see quite a lot of really well-to-do people who give alms. So it seems to be the thing to do, possibly a way to salvation, who knows. And there is a woman who is sitting there, and she is wearing a blindfold over her eyes. She is quite old. She has a very wrinkly face and grey hair, very long grey hair. And she is wearing a homespun garment, which may have been white at some point in time, but now it's kind of like greyish. And she has a large staff that's lying on the floor next to her on the ground, and she is sitting there, and she is holding her hand out as if she wants if she's begging. Do you do anything? Do you approach her? Do you give her money?
I think I will stop and have a quick look, but then I would move forward if Siobhan doesn't want to stop. We don't have much, we need to keep it together, so...
Then you can do me a favor and try something that we've never done before.
Okay.
Can I ask you to roll? Okay, das ist jetzt spannend. No, this is how this works. I need to roll for you against my roll. Okay. Wait, was that a roll now? Okay. It could be that... Okay, I'm not sure how this worked. Does this do anything? I've got no idea what's going on there. Let me just take a look. Can you do me a favor and go to your own character sheet?
Yep.
And there's something called Datenblatt.
Yes.
And in the Datenblatt, there has to be a... Where is that value? Or is it under Kampf? This drives me. Genau. Sorry, under Kampf. There's something called Res.Punkt Geist.
Yep.
Can you click on this and tell me, does it roll?
It does.
And what's the result?
It's a miss. I rolled a 6.
Oh, okay, good. So you have a value of 13 in there, do you?
No, 12.
Okay. Okay, you hear a voice in your head.
My reaction is exactly what Ashley's reaction is, like, not again. Go away.
And you're pretty sure it's coming from that woman. It's an old voice, and it speaks to you in Friesian. And unfortunately, she has managed to charm you, as it were, and is drawing you towards her. And unfortunately, you can't resist. That was your resistance roll against her.
Then
Siobhan
suddenly
notices
Siobhan
that
sees
you're
me.
Yeah. What's going on?
Am I aware? So I hear her voice in my head.
Yeah.
She's talking to me.
Siobhan looks around. Who is?
I will just point to the elderly woman. I'm quite sure it's her.
And what is she saying?
That's a good question. What is she saying? Do I even understand?
You understand bits and pieces. So basically, you understand the words for "you have come far." And you're a stranger.
The little bits I have, I would give to Siobhan. Let's see who she is.
What is it with you?
I don't know. It's like I have like a stamp on my front of my head. Like, come on, invade my head.
Yeah.
Body.
You stand in front of her and she looks up at you, although she's blindfolded, and...
I would say good day in Chrysean. That's the few things we definitely learned by now.
And she replies, Kalimera. And she grabs your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see a picture in front of your eyes, and it is your mother, very simply put, but she's a lot younger, probably a little younger than you are now. She's a late teenager, maybe just about 20.
Mm-hmm.
And she is wearing garments that you have never seen her wear, more like the Chrysean type.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like not what women are wearing here, the long part, but it's short. It ends above the knee. You can see her thighs.
Okay.
And she's standing in front of another woman who's a lot older than her, also wearing something similar. And behind them, you can see in the dark that there is some kind of large thing looming. It could be a statue, it could be maybe some kind of shaped stone, a menhir maybe. And the two of them are having a conversation. And your mother turns around and walks away.
She's probably right in her behavior.
Well, it's like, what did we say? You look like your father, but your behavior is a lot like your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Like mother, like daughter?
I'm happy with that count. I'm fine to have the looks of my father, but I for sure don't want to have his character.
And then the woman looks at Siobhan and gives her a smile, and you can see that she's got several teeth missing. And then she just basically cackles, this like old lady cackle, and she says in Chrysean something along the lines of, "You've come far, but the journey will be a lot longer still for that one." And she motions her head towards you.
I think Aisling would just say thank you in Chrysean, and she would pull out of her like side bag. I'm quite sure she would have like an apple or something with her. So she would pull out an apple and would put it in the hands of the old lady.
She basically closes the hands around you, and that's when you realize she is actually blind, because it's like a little bit of a clumsy motion.
Yeah.
And she sniffs it and notices what it is, and she says "Efcharisto," which is thank you, and then she settles back down again.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Siobhan falls into step next to you, and the two of you walk away towards you. Yes.
Aisling would share what she's seen.
It was your mother?
Yeah. Teenage mom. In clothes that I haven't seen around here, but definitely not. That must have been before she met my father. Or before she left, definitely.
What was she doing?
Talking to an elderly woman, more arguing with her, and then just dumping off.
Really?
Yeah. She was probably right in her thing, just leaving because it was a not necessary discussion.
You give up so easily. It's like, everybody else looks for a way. You look for the wall and then you drive your head straight through.
Yeah, it's a direct way.
Diplomacy.
That's your job.
Caution.
Your job. Sometimes I can be cautious. If we're out in the wild, I'm cautious. I don't want to be eaten by anything or falling down a cliff. Nature is stronger.
Yeah.
With nature, don't go through the wall. That's never a good idea.
And she basically steers you. She is careful not to touch the part of your neck or between the shoulders where the sigil is, so she touches you a little bit below that and she pushes you ahead of her. It's okay. Be cautious. Walk through the masses. Make way for me. And you arrive at the tavern. Your two friends are already sitting at the table. They see you, they wave at you and get up and invite you over because you were going to have dinner with them and then we're going to discuss the tomorrow's travel plans.
Yeah.
I hope you had a great day around the city.
Yes, we did.
Well, we were thinking we could maybe tomorrow at sunrise maybe have breakfast and then set out.
Perfect.
Very well. Then here is food. And he points to, so the food is laid out again. It is enough, but it's simple. And then and evening falls a lot more quickly than you're used to. And then and the two excuse themselves and say that they would like to go to bed early, just to be very ready for tomorrow, for the long journey. And they go to bed. Do you want to do anything, or do you also want to retire?
I would have a quick check on our horses just to see that everything is fine, talking a few minutes to them, giving each of them half an apple, so I'm not getting bullied again by them. And just telling them that tomorrow morning we will head out and they will get movement again.
Storm is kind of in a forgiving mood. He puts his soft lips to your hand when he takes the apple very gently, and then he rests his head on your shoulder. But he also wants to be scritched.
Well, obviously. And Percy will get the same.
Percy is somebody that kind of gets dragged into things by Storm. He isn't as unforgiving or as temperamental because he's a little bit slow. He's good-natured, but he's not the most intelligent of horses.
Well, with half an apple and some scritches, I'm quite sure he will be quite happy.
Yeah, he's always happy. He's kind of like the good-natured guy. He's never unhappy. But sometimes he, when Stodom really gets angry, he's like, well, I have to support my friend.
So
Yes, I'm angry too. I don't really know what anger is, but hey, I can put up an angry attitude. And basically, while you were doing this, Siobhan had already decided to go upstairs. And so she has.
Yeah, and I would then follow after finishing with the horses to get a rest in a soft bed before from tomorrow on it's traveling again.
And she sits down some more. She writes down some more things, and then she goes to bed. She prays as usual, and then she tries to,
Did she manage?
She did it.
Yes.
18 over. So she's at 4 now. 18 over 31. If she does it one more time, she can get the meditate skill. What you could do is you could do me a favor and roll on your intelligence, please.
Okay, that should be done. Blood. Is it EN? That is a success.
Okay, good. And by how much?
I have a 63.
And what is your intelligence?
Wait. Oh, 63. It's spot on, as it
Okay,
seems.
good. Okay, so 3 more, and you get a Chrysean at level 7.
Okay.
So that makes it easier if we ever have to kind of roll on this skill.
Yep.
Okay, so she goes to sleep after that pretty quickly. Do you go to sleep, or do you ponder the day, or do you kind of, I don't know, think of
I
your
think
mom?
while she would be meditating, I would just go through my stuff, maybe give it a little last clean, just see if the weapons are sharp, and then go to bed and sleep as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the next morning at sunrise, you wake up because you simply are able to do this if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just see. Blah, blah, blah. You've got Wachgabe somewhere. But yeah, you can pretty much wake up whenever you like. Do you wake her immediately, or do you just start the day and let her sleep a little?
I would wake her. I think we should get an early start, and she would like me to wake her.
Is it time already?
Yep.
I just had the best dream.
That sounds like a good thing.
Yes, it was.
Nice food, cozy fire, back in our place.
No, it was actually, remember the time when you and I were out on our first night trip out? When we went camping the first time, you were supposed to hunt deer, and you were tracking it. I was just tagging along, and we had to spend the night out in the heath. Remember that time? It was freezing.
It was so much fun.
It was freezing.
It was fun.
Yeah. It was fun for you.
Yes.
But I remember that you told me a really funny story at night, so that kept me warm. That was good. And you did catch that deer. I was very proud of you. So was your dad.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. That was good. But well, the deer hunting, that I can do that, is definitely not a bad thing nowadays.
No, it's not. And do you remember that you gave me part of the antler?
Yes.
I still have it.
That's good. I have no idea where the rest went.
Well, I kept mine. I've got it with me.
Might be that the rest is still at the castle somewhere.
Maybe. Let's get going. And she claps her hands.
Aisling would, through talking, she would have already been like rolling up her things and preparing her bag.
She turns on the water tap. Water starts splashing into the basin. She washes, and then she's okay. I'm good to go.
Okay. Then
You go
let's go
downstairs.
down for breakfast.
Skunides and Duthalis are already there. You have good breakfast. They have also taken provisions out for the day.
Yep.
And they estimate that it'll take you guys about 3 days and 3 nights to get to the place where Askedos is supposedly doing his thing. So basically, about 3 days march from here in the mountains, there is one more small village, and he said, or he had spread the word that behind that village he was going to find himself a stylite place, and basically just climb that stone pillar and just sit there for the rest of his life. So you make your way out of the city.
We would have also shared with the guys the dragon bones that we would like to have a peek there.
Dragon bones. That is incredible. Yes, I think that would be very interesting to see them.
Well, and it shouldn't be far off our tour as far as it seems. So let's have
Well,
a look.
that is all right. I mean, he doesn't even know that we're coming. One day more or less. It would just mean maybe an additional night. So if there are any more caves, please don't go into a cave because we don't know what's in there.
I will try to, but yeah, let's see. I just don't want to spend too much time in looking for it. If the instruction is not fitting, then we can just move on.
And so who gave you those instructions?
A small man in name of the tavern.
A small man.
Yeah, he was talking a lot and telling a lot of stories. He was
Well, compared
was
to
a
you,
halfling.
most men are small, but...
Well, he was a halfling, and I would just show the height that he had.
A halfling?
Yeah.
Is that like a dwarf?
Not really. Well, height-wise, maybe, but much slimmer and much more nimble.
And they come from where you are from?
Yes, although he and his family seem to be traveling mainly. They are all kind of adventurers and storytellers, as it seems.
He's a storyteller.
Yep.
So does he also go on a stage with a mask and then join a troupe?
I don't think so. Well,
No.
he would love to go on a stage, I'm quite sure, but he's not the kind of stepping into a theater.
Oh, I see. So it's different from our storytellers.
It's more like sitting in an inn and telling adventures where everyone is just listening and ooh, ah.
So it's not
That's
about
it, I
a story
guess.
about the gods.
No, it's stories about his adventures or adventures other had, and he can tell.
I see. That's interesting. And he's seen that dragon. We will go there.
Well,
we will make
he-
sure that you see that dragon of your countryman.
He said so. We will see if he lied or not. I don't know him, and he's talking
Why would
a
he
lot
lie?
to make the story more elaborate and adventurous. At least at home, the people tend to do that sometimes. Not out of evil will, just to make it more entertaining.
I see. He's a rhapsode. So does he write it down and will it be sung in hundreds of years to come?
I think he wanted to write things down. And he asked us to tell from him and his stories, so we will see if his name will show up again.
We have a great man. He's been dead for a very long time. His name is Homeros. He has written so much about our heroes. Very important.
Homeros. Okay.
They say he was blind.
Well, how did he then write properly if he...
You see, a long time ago, no one could read and write.
So, storytelling.
Yes, and someone then decided to write it all down, and today we learn it in school. Everyone does.
It's kind of helpful.
Yes, you have to memorize it. If you were to sit down and just tell his first story, people have done it. It would take you about 2 days of continuous speaking.
That's a lot.
It is very long, but it's also very entertaining. And you play music to it. So it is not like I'm talking to you, but it's got a meter. And it's, very lyrical language. It's a language long dead. I mean, we do not speak like this today, but we can still understand it because we get taught.
That is interesting. I don't think anyone would listen to a story that long where we are from.
Ah, I see. And the two of them just basically exchange looks and decide not to press the point.
No.
So basically, do you get the horses and get going?
Yep.
Okay.
That's exactly what we do.
You make your way out of the city. The city, again, it's sunny, it's warm, it's already warm. And as you've also noticed, the city kind of keeps the heat because all buildings are made of stone.
Mm-hmm.
And you pass through the gate And this time around, nobody cares about you because you're leaving. And very soon after that, there are homesteads here and there. And it is still kind of the opposite of rural. So there are vineyards, but there are, for example, no goats. So it's not like those wild flock of sheep that you saw walking around, or, like maybe herded by a couple of herds, children and some dogs. So whatever is here, it has been, there's a lot of, people have been looking after their olive trees. There is no wild growth. So there is agriculture. Whatever they have here is still maintained. And then that goes on until the evening. You always see inns by the wayside, because this is a road that's still quite traveled.
Great.
And Skunidas informs you that you will stay one more night in an inn, and the next day, about halfway, around about midday, you will reach the fort, the castron, that guards the south part of this land, of the Nicostrian League, as it were. And once you pass this, you are in the wild. You are no longer part of the Nicostrian League, so anything that happens to you is outside of its jurisdiction. People might interfere if there are troops about, but they wouldn't normally be guarding the road anymore. And after that, it does get pretty wild, and you will be entering into the mountain range, the Kynokefalon, the Dog's Head, where you're supposed to also see that dragon's body or skeleton. And then in the Kynokefalon, there is one more kind of like mountain village with one monastery. And he said, and Askedos has said that he was going to go to that monastery and then go inland into the mountains to be by himself. So that's the plan. And he estimates it's going to be 1.5 days once you've reached the Castron and moved on. So you stay in an inn that evening. It's a nondescript inn. Food is fine. You get a room. There is stabling for your horses. The people owning the inn are really nice. But it's kind of like, there's really just the inn. So it's not like there is a village. And you're not the only guests. There are lots of people there actually traveling to and from Nicostria. And there are also several other horses and a couple of donkeys and one or the other cart. And this time around, Skionides and Dutalis actually pay for you, because they say, now it's like, now they really need your services and they're paying for it, because it was kind of said that they would also help with the costs, because you're providing them a service, and just teaching you the language isn't really enough in their eyes. Okay. So this night you don't have to spend any money.
We will thankfully take that. We would ask if they are sure to cover that, because it's definitely enough for us.
They smile and they say yes. And okay, so do you want to do anything?
No, it'd be resting, taking care of the horses, and just getting the time around, I think.
So again, you go to bed, you wake up very early at sunrise, you make your way into the wild. So basically after half a day, you see the Castron already, you see troops here and there, you pass the Castron, and before you see another mountain range rise, but it's way not as tall as the Nyktoros that you crossed before. And it is again this wild area where you have dry land, where you have no vegetation to speak of, and there's also a lot of wildlife here. You again see birds of prey, which wouldn't be as close to the city, and every so often one of the falcons is basically doing this hurtling in the air and then going down, so probably just caught a hare or something. And you make your way into the mountains. And do you take a look at the map?
Yeah, for sure. Just to make sure where we are, and also to get an idea. how everything is looking.
Okay, then please give me a roll. Roll on... roll on...
This land
survival.
Überleben. Nope.
What did you roll?
A 2.
Oh dear. I would say
That's-
you're probably holding the map upside down.
Yeah.
It doesn't make
something.
any sense. Okay, you keep walking, and after a while, Skionida says, so where is that place?
I'm honestly not sure.
I thought you had a map.
Yeah, she would have the map in her hand and just in between just look around.
He looks at you very puzzled.
I
Oh
would
my god.
probably pull in Siobhan just if she has
Yeah,
an idea.
Siobhan just
Probably
rolled a
not.
natural 1.
Oh, she's even worse than me. Good.
Yeah, she's like... But you don't know this, of course. And she basically, with all conviction, says, we need to go this way. And there is actually a path. Do you follow her?
I am afraid so, because I also have no idea and I trust her.
Now, this path actually diverges from the path, as he had said. You know, you were going south, so it was going to the right. And what do you keep looking at?
I am still looking for pictures of our dear
Okay.
characters in between, but I am
Okay.
definitely still listening.
Okay. You turn right,
Yep.
as was described. You keep walking. After a
I would
while,
have my eyes and ears open for wildlife, just to make sure that
then
nothing
please
bites
make
us.
a
Barney?
perception check, please.
Yeah, got him. No,
Good. Okay.
not good.
After a while, because interestingly enough, the path climbed a little and then it plateaued.
Okay.
And you keep walking, and in front of you, you see a glade, and there is a little kind of like forest on it. Something like that. You go into the forest. It's not on your map, but you know, maybe he just couldn't be bothered to draw all the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep going, you keep looking left, you keep looking right. You are kind of absorbed. You hear nothing except some crickets, some birds, some bumblebees. You know, that bush over there is definitely buzzing with them. And then, out of nowhere, you hear a sound that you've never heard before, and it basically sends a shock through you. And Siobhan hears it as well, and she stops in her tracks.
Yeah, it would be the same.
What was that?
How did the noise sound?
I've been trying to think for a week how to describe it. Imagine someone has a really, really bad cold and they have been blowing their nose. It's that kind of noise mixed in with kind of like somebody practicing playing the trumpet that's never played before. And it's loud.
Looking at our two travel companions, just like, have you ever heard a thing like
What
this?
was that? What
I
was
have
that?
No idea.
Do you want to check it out? Do you do anything?
I would just stand, probably be like, everyone calm down and just listen. I would just try to focus and get an idea from where the sound came, if it comes again. That's a question.
So make a Wahrnehmungscheck, please.
Okay. Oh, the tool hates me today.
You're looking in the wrong direction, but Siobhan actually passed. And she's like, I can hear trampling noises. Like something
Where?
galloping towards us.
Galloping.
Like running really quickly.
Where?
from there, and she points.
Okay.
And
I will
you
turn
can now-
around and look.
yeah, you can now make a survival check +2.
Okay.
So you get a +2 to whatever you roll.
Nope. I rolled a 2.
Okay, oh my god. Okay, but what you can see after a while is you see that the trees are shaking. And so basically the trees up there are moving, and then
That's never good.
out of the tree line breaks something you have seen before. It's about 2.5 meters tall. It's got very long ears. It's got gray skin. It's got a trunk for a nose. And you're standing in front of your first elephantos. And it's charging towards you. What do you do?
Try to get out of the way. Is there like trees or anything that we
You
can...
are in a forest. It's basically, what you can see is it is so big, it can actually bend trees. It doesn't break them, but it charges through them, so they bend to the side and then they
Okay,
snap
but
back.
trees should still slow them down.
But what you can do is please roll survival for me one more time.
Okay. Wow, that's a success.
Okay, so then please roll on Wahrnehmung and add 4 to your roll. No, okay. Let's see what she does.
I need glasses, as it seems.
Yeah, she doesn't see it either. Okay, so the two of you, you have horses. The horses are beginning to panic. Let's see. Can you make a strength check, please?
My idea would be rather if I can grab one of the guys and pull him up. But then, yeah, Percy can't carry 2.
You're not riding. You're walking.
Okay, yeah, strength is a success.
Okay, so you hold on to Stodham, and she holds on to Percy with an 18 over 90. So the two of you manage to control your horses, which is good. The guys basically have decided to hide behind trees. And the elephant is now about 10 meters away from you, and it has seen you clearly, and it's looking at you, and it is definitely not friendly. Please make another Wahrnehmungs check, this time +6.
Success this time. Barely, but a success.
Okay, what you notice is that in its side, it's got a spear sticking out. Do you have Tierkunde at all? You do,
Yes,
I think.
I do.
Okay. What you do know is that, because you have read about elephantos, and you know that they are actually not predators at all, that they only eat like grass and trees and stuff in Rawindra, and that they are actually tameable, and that they use them for riding or for carrying loads. So they're more like cattle in a way. But you also know that animals in pain can act out of character.
I think I would pull out food. Food is always a good option. I would tell Siobhan, have a look around if there are hunters somewhere. And I would very carefully, with now talking in my home language, I would not switch to I just very calmly, I'm just here to help you. We are not hurting you, and we are not hunters, which is a lie, but at the moment we are not here to hunt. And I will just one step after the other, very slowly and calmly walk towards
Okay.
the grey big animal.
It's actually apparent. I mean, I checked. They actually exist. There are Zwergelefanten, so dwarf elephants. So it's not like one of the big ones. So it's just about 2.5 meters tall and a lot narrower. What you can now do is, well, first of all, because you have done the food thing so successfully before. Roll on Tierkunde. +6, please.
then it's a great success.
Okay, so the elephant has calmed down, and the trunk is kind of almost acting like a periscope, and you know that it's their nose, so it's kind of sniffing, obviously.
Yep.
So do you offer the food, whatever it is?
Yeah, I would offer the food.
And now you notice that it seems to have 2 fingers on its trunk, and it closes around, and very gently and very dexterously it grabs whatever it is that you're offering it, and it puts it into its mouth.
Good.
Do you say to Siobhan what you've seen about the wound?
Yeah, I would have shared before I walked towards.
Okay, let me see what I can do. And she basically, so you're standing, it's standing here, you're standing here, and she's walking behind you, but not behind it, towards its side.
I think I would very carefully try if I can put my hand on the trunk and just like stroking motions.
Yeah, it feels interesting because it's skin. It doesn't, but it does have hair. So it's kind of like bristly hair. But it's also quite, well, it's not soft. Soft skin. And she basically then passes past you, and she says, yes, I can see it. Keep doing what you're doing, and let's see what she can do.
Pull out another something to eat and just hold it out again and just keep on talking in a very low voice, and we will try to help you and get that thing out of you.
And you hear her say the words that you've heard her say a couple of times before, because she doesn't really call upon her goddess so often, in Altoquin, that you don't understand. And you notice that the eyes of the creature in front of you are closing a little, and it keeps standing there with closed eyes, and she says, I've got the spear. And the wound is closed.
Awesome.
And then you hear, like, she drops the spear to the ground. And then she comes back to you. And she says, I had always wanted to see an elephant. It just wasn't like this.
Poor fellow. And I would just tap the trunk slightly.
It opens its eyes again. And it looks at you. And it's calm.
Good.
And then it starts, the trunk comes up to your shoulder and to your pocket, and it starts looking
to
for
search
food.
for more food. I would pull out one last piece, would hand it out. That's all I have. We need also something, my friend. I would hand it, I would just give the trunk a little rub, and then I would motion to Siobhan, let's move on.
And it takes the food, and then it turns to Siobhan. And it looks at Siobhan and basically puts its trunk on her forehead, like between her eyes, between her eyebrows. And then it turns away very quietly and very elegantly as well, in place, and walks away from you very gently. And you don't hear a thing, except for every so often the leaves rustle as it makes its way through the trees.
That went better than I planned.
Well, only that wasn't a dragon. And then she looks at the map in her hand again, and she says, I think we may have taken a wrong turn, because that's not at all like the map. Let's go back.
Yeah, well, we can say that we were sent here to save that animal. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure Varna wanted us to save him.
I think we did a great job there. Just nudge her a little, and then we will turn around and find our companions.
They have been hiding, they have been watching, and they're like, that was amazing. So what was wrong? Somebody had tried to hunt it? Who would hunt that?
I don't know. Someone that at least was able to stick a spear in that poor fellow.
And then you hear, so that was Skinidas, and then you hear Dithalis' voice saying, like this dead dwarf over here.
Dead? What?
He waves towards you, and do you go?
Yeah.
You see a dwarf who's still holding on to part of a long spear.
Mm-hmm.
That's broken off, and he's been trampled to death, obviously.
Does it look like the rest of the spear that we... Okay. Well, was him, as it seems.
That should teach him a lesson. And it should be a lesson to all of us. There are certain animals we should not hunt because they are way too big.
Well, if you're very hungry and desperate, but...
I do not think that you could eat this. It would not make sense to hunt it for just one person. Maybe for a whole village.
Well, maybe he got into a place where the elephant was angry because their territory. You never know.
He seemed quite docile once you took away his pain.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people just react very weirdly to animals. Oh well. Let's turn back. I think we are on the wrong way here. But it was good to be here. Saved at least one being.
You go back to the main path. Please roll on survival. With advantage.
Let me see. You have to wait until it's gone to re-roll? What's that? Oh, yeah, success. Good success. 25 in the end.
You manage to hold the map the right side up. You find the branch in the fork in the road. You take a right turn. Follow the map. It is quite accurate, actually. And after half a day, it's now coming towards evening.
Mm-hmm.
You see in front of you a white piece of huge skeleton. It's the rib cage of a very, very, very large animal. You can see the spine, and it ends in a very long tail. And at the front, pointing away from you, you assume there is probably a dragon's head. Do you go and check it out?
Yes, definitely.
You walk there, and you hear behind you 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're
because
counting
he said
how long?
He paced it out himself, and it was 18 paces long. So she's doing all she can to make long strides and counting 1, 2 to 18, and pretty much at pace number 20, you can see the head, and it's huge, and it's another 2 paces long. So it is a massive jaw with really pointy teeth. You can see the eye sockets, and even just the brain compartment, as it were, is huge. So whatever this was had a huge brain. And it's the skeleton of probably a dragon. You've never seen one live one, but this looks a lot like what you think it would look like.
Well, he did not lie. That
She-
is impressive.
Siobhan walks around it. And then she puts her hand on the snout and she says, "Do you think this is Liam's dragon?"
Maybe.
It's incredible. I mean, she can actually stand in it. She can stand in the skull.
It is. I can't even imagine to meet something like this alive.
I'm not sure I would want to. Although, I mean, they are not supposed to be evil. They are supposed to be highly intelligent as well.
Maybe. But honestly, I kind of am with you. I don't think I want to meet it.
Well, I mean, the stories that you've heard of dragons are magical, they are intelligent, they befriend humans, but they are very rare and they live forever. They don't usually die unless you kill them actively. So this one was probably killed. All the stories are wrong, who knows? But it's now kind of late. Do you stay the night?
Yeah, I think if it's getting late, we would make camp probably exactly where we are now.
Okay, you may camp probably exactly where you are. It's actually a good place to camp because it's very flat.
Yeah.
And there is a good space between you and the surrounding flora. So if something were to approach, you would see it easily. You can also safely build a fire.
Good. We would do that, make a fire. And we would need definitely a watch to be set up. So it's not everyone can sleep. We will need to take turns on taking watch.
Okay, who's taking the first turn?
That's a good question. I think Aisling would like to have the last one.
Okay, so then Siobhan will try to
Or
take
the
the
night.
first one.
It's a question how many do we need 4 watches?
Well, if
Yeah.
you take 4 watches, then each one would sleep 6 hours.
Yeah.
Everyone
I
would
think,
take a watch of 2 hours.
yeah, I think that's the way to go.
Okay, so the first 2 go to the guys. Then the third one is with Siobhan. Let's see how she fares. You can now roll on Wachgabe.
Oh boy. Where to find that? Oh wait, I've seen it. I don't know why it's in the beginning. That's a critical success. I rolled a 20.
And that's good because she didn't wake you up. She's sleeping.
Great.
She didn't manage to stay awake.
Okay. I will wake up.
And you watch the rest of the night. Okay.
I'm tempted to wake her. No, I will let her sleep.
Well, I mean, it's up to you. You can do whatever you like.
No, I will let her sleep, but as soon as sun rises, wake her up in like leaning into her, whispering, "We might be dead now, darling. Wake up."
She wakes up. She says, "What was that? I just had the best dream."
Yeah, falling asleep during watch is exactly what is useful.
What?
You fell asleep. You did not wake me up. We could have been dead, all of us now, with cut throats. Don't make me start it. I'm the only one who can take watch.
She doesn't even want to say sorry. She just gets up and she basically prepares.
I will
food.
just clap her on the shoulder just slightly, and yeah, then make breakfast.
Yeah, for the rest of the day, she is very quiet and she doesn't say a word to you. She is downcast. She's crestfallen, and she's sad. So basically, you travel one more day. You have to spend one more night because you had the delay.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, please let me take the last watch and you wake me.
Deal.
Okay. She does try if she can. No, she doesn't. And basically, you can roll on Constitution, please.
Yeah, probably I will fall asleep now, so she can pay me back. So, Consti, that should be, yeah, das Dark Blood. Yeah, that's at the front. Nope, success.
Okay. So you basically wake, and then you wake her up.
I will wake up in a very nice way this time.
And she basically then starts, you can hear that she starts pacing. She's walking around.
Okay. I will curl up and sleep.
2 hours later, she wakes you up. She basically wakes up everybody very lightly by tapping them on the shoulder, and breakfast is ready.
Mm-hmm.
And so you set out on what is probably your last leg of this journey, and you keep walking, and after a while, after about 4 hours or 3 hours, you actually see a monastery, which is not as impressive as the one that you'd seen before, the one that was actually built into the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a stone building. And Skunides and Duthalis knock on the door.
Yep.
And it is opened by a monk. They introduce themselves and they ask after Askedos Polystrates. And the monk nods. And you know enough Chrétien to hear that he says, yes, he was here. Not more than a week ago. And he's gone into the mountains, and it describes where he went. And he says that there is a very old temple from long, long, long ago, from the old days, from the old gods. And he was going to spend the night there and then look for a suitable area there, because this temple is very secluded and very old, and nobody ever goes there. But it's got a well, which of course, even if you are holy, you still need to drink. So that's a very suitable place to go. So, and that's where he went. And he hasn't come back yet, so they assume that all is well, because if the temple had been ruined or if there wasn't any water, he would probably have come back by now.
Maybe.
And what could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Exactly.
And basically, the two of them are now kind of giddy, going, okay, well, this is it.
Uh-huh.
Can we go, or do you want to stay the night? We would prefer not, because it's not really. It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Let's move. We can fill up our water and head out again.
You fill up the water and you keep going, and you have been informed that it's about a 7-hour walk. So if you were to walk until almost nightfall or after nightfall around 7 o'clock in the evening, you'll make it.
Yeah, if not, we'll make a break and go on the next day.
And you keep going. So now it's really climbing a lot more. And it's very wild. So there is a path and it is visible, but it's not maintained at all. And probably nobody's walked here in a very long time except for Askedos.
Okay.
And again, you see the normal flora and fauna that you're used to in these here parts. And the sun is beginning to set. It's turning everything crimson, orange. Looks lovely.
Enjoying the view. I will look in between if I can find any animals or anything for food, probably.
Okay, then make a survival roll.
Nope. That's a 3.
You
That's
see nothing.
Not enough. Okay.
And after a while, you see in the trees, and it's very difficult to miss, a huge building with pillars and columns. And it looks like a Greek temple. It's run down. You can see vines have crept all over the stone. The ceiling is caved in places. But it looks solid. You can probably go inside. It's got a couple of steps, and it's And
Just
it's
by
made from white
distance,
stone.
that is not the temple where Askedos went.
It is the temple.
So it's nightfall basically. It's
Yeah.
getting dark.
Yeah.
We would camp outside. At least that would Ashling would say. We would try to find a place at the edge of the temple.
There is a well.
That is good. Then we can double check if the water is okay-ish, or at least boil it to drink. And make camp there. Yep.
Can you make a survival check for me, please?
Success.
You notice that somebody has cleaned the area around the well recently, torn away the vines, and so probably somebody has been using this well recently.
Okay. I would let the others know as well.
That is probably him, right?
Best case. If we take watch, we need to keep eyes and ears open.
Should we go inside?
It's getting dark. You should never go inside something like that when it's getting night. You want to meet another spider?
The two of them look at each other and then they look at you and they shake their heads. Siobhan looks after the horses. And then she basically says, well, this is it, isn't it?
Maybe. We will see tomorrow if we can find them. Hopefully in one piece.
What's wrong with you?
I'm just skeptical. He went on his own, didn't he?
But
Into
that's the
the
purpose.
wild.
He wants to be on his own. He's a stylite,
Yeah,
a hermit.
I know. I hope he knows how well he survived that long, so we will see tomorrow. I'm just cautious was the word, wasn't it?
His god is with him. His goddess, I mean.
I don't think nature cares about gods. If there are spiders in there, they will attack him, whatever god he believes in.
She looks around, she says,
It's run down, anything could be here. It never hurts to be careful. I hope we can find them for them. That would be the best case, even though for us it would mean to say goodbye.
all right. She sits down by the fire.
I think Aisling would just sit down as well. Just make sure that we have some tea, something to eat.
We have the 5.
And
You see that
wait.
she falls completely quiet and silent and she stops moving.
Ooh.
For a whole hour.
I will make sure that no one disturbs her.
She wakes up again out of this and she says,
You're getting better at this.
I did it. And I was able to make it happen.
That's good.
To will it to happen.
See?
I'm like you now.
Training. Practice. I'm proud of you. It's not that easy.
No, it's not. It took me what? Months. Months.
It took me years, so...
Yeah, but you didn't have anyone to tell you how to do it.
Well, I learned it a little bit.
You taught yourself.
I saw it from others. Got some hints here and there.
Like who?
Well, I learned it in the castle.
Oh, Duncan.
From our fighters, Duncan and the others.
Well, So now I can do it too. And she
That's amazing.
is incredibly smart.
Ashling will look a little bit like a proud mom. That the little one learned how to do it.
You do know that she's not younger than you. She is.
No, I
just
don't
your
care.
age.
I don't care.
Okay, she's a lot littler than you, that is true.
I
So-
taught her. She's or more than maybe like the big sister over the younger sister.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a better way of putting it.
She sits down, she basically then starts journaling. And then she says, okay, so what about watches? Who's gonna take second to last and last watch?
Just looking at the guys.
They take the first two.
Okay, I will take the third. You will take the last.
Okay. Roll Constitution.
A total fail. I rolled 100 on point. So
Okay.
a fail.
You are woken to take watch, and like 5 seconds later, you fall asleep.
Yep.
The next morning,
God, I will pay for that.
you can now, make a luck roll.
Oh God, that was just a 100 that we said, right? 100. I'm sorry. Holy hell. 41. I'm not sure how much luck I have.
That's fine. I just rolled. I've learned that there's another way to roll luck. You roll 2 100, so one you and one the DM.
Yeah.
And if yours is lower than mine, you are lucky. And
Okay.
if not, then. And I rolled a 60, so the 41
Okay.
is definitely lower. You wake up before Siobhan.
God. But still.
So the fact that you didn't wake her up
Mm-hmm.
is now a moot point because she doesn't know why you didn't. So you can either come clean or you can just pretend like nothing happened and she looked just so angelic when she was sleeping that you decided not to wake her up. I'll leave it up to you what you tell her.
I would tell her the truth. I would wake her when sun is up, basically, or
Yeah,
sun
it
is
is up.
rising, and would just carefully nudge her.
Is it... What's going on? The sun's rising.
I know.
Did you fall asleep?
I did.
I'm sorry. Your face.
I'm sorry. That was not the
Apology
plan.
accepted?
Happens to the best of us.
Obviously. Obviously.
At least we're lucky that no one wants to murder us here.
Yes. Because, roll on survival, please.
Success.
Okay. If you want to, you can do some hunting because you've seen grouse
Yeah,
running
I'll
around.
do
You
that.
would need to use your bow and arrow.
That is fine. She said. But I'm not good in shooting things, so nope.
Okay. It goes wide
Yep,
and the grouse disperse and run away.
it was worth a try.
No luck?
No, I think it's still a lot of practice for me to hunt with only one eye. But well, we still have a little bit of food.
You do. So you make breakfast and then... But now Skirnidus and Tithalis are really... Nothing. I mean, you would have to physically hold them back from entering.
Yeah,
the
no,
temple.
now it's we will make sure the horses are fine. And go inside. I think Aisling would make sure that we have some kind of like a piece of wood with some cloth around that we could use as torch if we need it, depending on how dark it is down there.
So now we'll see if I can manage to drag you over. You know that this is never easy.
While you do that, I will be back in a second.
Yep.
And I'm sorry for the noise I'm making.
Paste. Possibly, maybe, yes.
Back again.
Yay!
And roll 20.
Now I have no idea what you can see.
I can see a map where we are located.
Is it changing?
Oh yes, it has changed. I can see a room with a lot of columns.
Do you see the whole room?
Only that is visible like straight ahead.
Okay,
Everything
cool.
that is hidden behind columns is kind of dark.
Can you see Siobhan now?
Yeah, she is standing next to me. Oh,
Okay,
yeah, now
good.
in front of me.
Okay, so
And I can move my token.
yay, so that's good. So you can now feel free to explore.
I think first of all, I would, when we step inside, I would go a little bit more to the middle, like here, and would just stand and listen.
Wahrnehmung?
Wait, go back here. Critical failure. My ears are bleeding now.
It's not that bad, but the problem is that this is an empty, huge stone building. So the guys are not actually trying to be quiet. They keep saying his name. They keep shouting Askedos, Askedos, and there is this reverb. It's loud. There's an echo. You can hear you can hear nothing. You can hear their steps. You can hear their voices.
Okay, then I would go a little bit more, and can I at least look at the floor and see?
Yeah.
Because there must be dirt on the floor. It can't be like spit spot clean.
Well, it is stone floor, stone slabs,
Yeah.
but the stone has cracked in places, and as you can see here, so right
some
in front of
stones
you,
are around.
there are stones, and when you look up, you can see that there are holes in the ceiling. So obviously some part of the
dirt.
ceiling has collapsed. Maybe also one or the other column, because some of the columns you would expect them to be spaced out evenly, but there are pieces missing. There are places where you can see the base of the column, but the column's gone.
But the
So
rest is
probably
gone.
some of them have toppled.
I would peek around if I can see footsteps that are basically not ours. So I would look in
Yes, you
places
can.
where the guys
There,
haven't
there are
gone
definitely traces. Yeah,
around. The question is multiple footsteps or just one?
there is one pair of feet, but
Okay.
walking around multiple times. So
Okay.
back and forth. So somebody has been here. You wouldn't say it's more than one person though.
Well, I think then I would motion to Siobhan, should we look at the altar?
Yes.
Okay, so we would walk up, clearly looking right and left just to see if there's anything, but
Yeah, well, over
moving
here, for
upwards.
example, was a toppled column and
Column,
so on and
yeah.
so forth. And there, in front of you,
Is that like a campfire?
yes,
Okay. I would step forward to the campfire and have a look on.
you see the campfire. You
If it
see
had
next
been
to
used.
it a bedroll.
Hmm.
And you know, like somebody has put their crockery, cutlery there, has cleaned up. And there is also food supplies, there is a rucksack, bag, that kind of thing. And also, you find a notebook that is lying there open, and it's got like and there's an inkwell, and there is a pen.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys join you, and they were like, "Oh, look!" And they pick up the book.
Mm.
And
Aisling would have a look around before we touch anything. So her main question before we look at anything would be, has the campfire been lit tonight?
but it's been lit recently. It's been lit recently.
Okay, but tonight it was not on.
No, it's not
Okay.
warm anymore. But it's
Yeah.
been, you would say, maybe in the last 3 days or so.
2 days, okay. Yeah, while the guys look, she would look around just to make sure that no angry man yelling and storming at us, that we should get
Survival.
away from his things. Which is a success.
Good. You hear nothing.
Okay.
But now it's actually quite quiet because they're poring over the writing. So they basically have opened, it's like a book, which you have only ever seen already bound and containing stuff. This seems to be a book that is partly empty, so,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, you can
And they say that here it says, and they point to the first page, it actually says property of Askedos Polystratus. And then they basically say, okay, well, here it says, so basically this is an account of how he decided to leave Kroisos and come here and become a stylite. And this is basically, and they keep poring over it and they leaf through it. So basically this is okay. So he got here and he sought shelter in this building because he felt the holiness of the place. And Siobhan nods and she says, yes, I can sense it too.
Okay.
And he felt that he would spend a couple of days here before he basically decided to go into the wilderness. And it says here that he's been hearing sounds from below at night, and he's decided to go and investigate.
Sounds from below. My brain is immediately at Lord of the Rings and the Mines of Moria.
They delve too deep.
Did he write what kind of noises?
Like there was someone down there. It's like
Okay.
he feels that there's someone walking around down there.
And he definitely did not come back last night. Well, should we look for him? I
The
know
two
you
of them
want to,
kind of
and we
go-
will not leave you alone. Because whatever is down there, we don't know if he just got stuck with them and chit-chatted, or they got to him.
Then let's go.
And she will have a look around to see where the hell it goes downstairs. Because we have not seen anything that looks like downstairs yet. Aisling will be very careful, and she will try not to make too much noises.
Mm-hmm.
Did we just jump in the middle of the temple?
Did you
Or
jump?
how do we get inside? You said we stepped inside, didn't we?
Yeah, so you basically stepped inside here.
Okay.
Can you see the ping?
Yeah, I can see the ping, but it looks like that's the middle of the temple because I can't see anything southwards.
Try to go south.
Oh, it's the outside. I see.
Mhm.
There is no way down. She will walk back up, and have a look at the altar, like basically the pedestal here. Does that look like it could go downstairs?
No.
If you move it.
It's a solid slab
Okay.
of... Can you come to where I am? Down here.
I can. Oh, I see. I see. Oh, is that on the other side as well? Yep, on both sides, okay. It looked just like a wall walking past it. It still looks like a wall, but that's interesting.
Do
On
you
the
see
left
stairs?
at the yeah, I see stairs when I move my character in, and if I move it... Oh, now it's staying, yeah.
Okay, so that would be the effect that we were talking about. That's the Explorer effect.
Yep. But if you would not have pointed out, I wouldn't have never seen it, because it looked just like a wall. So Siobhan found it then. Okay. Looking down the stairs, I suspect it's dark down there.
Yeah, but I've both given you
Yeah,
light.
but latest now would be the
Yeah.
time to have
Yeah.
torches on.
Yeah.
And Aisling would go first. Although she would be just looking at Siobhan this side or the other side. What do you think? Oh, based on footsteps, what can I see? Where did he go down?
Survival.
Oh, I would have a look on both sides. Success.
He went this way. So you can see his
So where we
footsteps
are.
leading down here, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we would follow that, and I would motion the guys to follow.
Okay, so I'm just gonna see if I can grab you both. No, I can't. So copy. And I have to apologize because the stairs in the next picture look different from the ones that you came down on, but it's
Don't
supposed
worry
to
about
be
that.
the same type of stairs, but
That's fine. That's
it's-
fine.
Okay. So. Let me just do something. Can you see something?
I still see the same map.
Ah, sorry, I haven't moved you.
Nope.
Yep. Damn.
Something is loading, and I can see like a tunnel and stairs on the other side. That's a fun behavior. Okay.
Okay, that's really interesting.
I can't see anything. Well, I can move south and then I start seeing something, but I should probably be able to see a little bit more. I'm not sure if there's more in the south. Oh no, it's the end.
Let me
yeah,
just take you. Okay.
So I can see evil things now.
Can you
Not
point them
sure.
out to me where you can see them?
Here.
Oh, yes.
2,
Yes,
3.
you can. And now you can roll on Tierkunde, if you know what these are.
They don't look nice. And I did fail.
You have never seen those before.
Would it be possible that Siobhan is behind me? Because I would have made sure that Siobhan is not going first.
Of course.
Okay, I will shove her because I can move her as well.
You should be able to move the.
Yeah, I
token.
can move her.
Yeah.
So I would be like just down the stairs. Would be like no. Wait. What's that? Just pointing southwards to the things.
I don't know, but I don't really want to meet them. Can you roll on Gewandtheit for me, please?
Yeah, that's the main question. If they realized us, probably. Success.
Okay. Okay, so you get to go first.
I would wait and see what they do.
You would wait to see what they do. Okay,
Yeah.
so you hold your action, as it
I
were.
would. That would be like I would have hand on my sword. Although probably on my sword, and would wait to see if they like try to attack or if they don't care. Because as we learned, not every animal is evil, even though they look evil. And they totally don't like me.
Yeah, Aisling cannot do anything. She's at the top of the stairs. She can now go down on her move. And the first thing tries to bite you.
Wait. Yeah. What, Aisling can't do anything? You mean Siobhan can't do anything?
Sorry, Siobhan can't do
okay.
anything.
I was like, what?
No, sorry.
Yeah.
And it's trying to bite you, but it bites past you. The second one tries to bite you. But it doesn't.
Good.
But you have to basically try and avoid the bite. Abwehr. Twice.
Okay. I need to avoid it even if they fail?
Oh, sorry. No, what am I saying? No, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I was like, that's new. What's
That's
that?
new. No, sorry, my mistake. Okay, so what do you do?
Pulling out the sword.
No, you've got your sword in hand. I think.
Then, like, just swing at number 2
Okay.
and poking it and see what happens. Nothing happens.
You miss?
Yep.
Okay, so Siobhan climbs down and is now standing here, so she can in the next round attack this one. So now it's this one again, 2. Oops.
Oops is never good.
It is in this case. Okay, bei Angriffen mit Fäusten, Zähnen und so weiter wird der betreffende Körperteil geprellt und kann 10 Minuten lang nicht eingesetzt werden. It was a critical failure, so next time it can't bite you. That's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
That's a very good thing. Okay, so... Then the next one hits, so that was number 2, so this one's is going to get a status. Oh, this one hit. You have to try and resist it.
Success with the 26.
Okay, so you take 3 points of damage to your AP.
Okay. So 1. No, AP. Well, Rüstung is against LP, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So 3 against AP.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
So now it's Siobhan's turn. And she hits. She hits number 3. And let's see. Okay, so let's see what happens.
Why was my AP not max? Did we reduce my AP?
I don't know. It should be at max.
Okay.
Okay, so its AP gets lowered by 6. Okay.
Also, my LP is not filled up. I think after all the travels, my fighting
you're
damage should be full again.
Yeah, you're fine. Okay, then it is your turn.
Okay, I will hit number 2 again, or try to hit rather. That is a 6 with a 25.
And it does evade, so you get to do normal damage against its AP.
7.
Okay. So now it's turn again. And it will try and this time round use Raufen, so it's basically clawing you, but it doesn't hit.
I like these ones.
Next
I
one
shouldn't
is
say that.
Next one tries to attack Siobhan, and it hits.
Did she jump the stairs?
She went down the last time.
Yeah, but she must have jumped the stairs because she could not have gone past me.
Oh, is this how you went down? I thought
I'm standing in
never
front
mind.
of the stairs exactly with the idea on keeping her out of this.
Okay, in that case, she's not doing anything while you're taking a, she's just standing there going, can you please move?
She should be able to shoot or... No,
she doesn't
can't.
have...
She doesn't have shoot. We
not
need to give her a bow and train her.
No, it's not what she can do. Yeah, well, we can talk about this later.
Yeah, it would make sense over time, maybe, to have something.
So, yeah, she's not doing anything, so it's up to you.
Yeah, I will be the meat shield at the moment. That's the main idea. I don't want them to bite you.
Well, I mean, if you're dead at my feet, then we can talk again. So, do what you want to do.
Yeah, if it's my turn, I will try to hit number 2 again.
Okay.
That is a success with a 27.
Yeah, but it also turns away from you, so you do only AP damage.
I don't like that thing. That is an 8.
Okay. Then it's its turn. And it doesn't hit. Next one attacks you.
They are all
Doesn't
getting
hit.
the death stare from Aisling.
Yeah, Siobhan is looking at you and she's not amused.
And Aisling doesn't care. She will try to hit number 2 again. And she does not.
Okay, number 2 tries to hit you. It hits.
Then let's see. It probably does not with a 27, at least not really. So success for my Abwehr.
So you take 1... Oh. You take 3 points of AP damage.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Done. What does the other one do?
The same.
Attack.
It hits you.
And I'm not fighting it off this time.
Okay, so you take 5
That's not enough.
to your AP.
So minus Rüstung, so...
No.
3?
AP is full.
AP,
And-
5 to AP, yeah.
Yeah.
5, yep.
And then you take 5 minus your Rüstung to your LEP.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yep.
It's your turn.
I can.
And I would suggest that you make space, because otherwise this is not going to end well. Just saying.
I can first hit and then move, can't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would first hit number 2 again.
Mm-hmm.
Critical failure. And the plan was afterwards to move. But first we have to critical failure. I need to roll something, don't I?
You fall.
I fall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you can't do anything next around, and they have a +4 to do everything what they want to do to you.
Oh, so I just... It's not that the ground opens and I fall.
No, you fall. You
Okay.
just fall.
Yeah, okay. Then I can't move. Even though I would love to.
Siobhan steps over you.
That's fine.
Yeah, and she attacks now. Okay, so Siobhan attacks. She hits. And let's see what this one does. Oh god, this is terrible. They didn't say that they were so strong.
They are just very lucky.
Yeah,
The gods are probably with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's this one, and it's going to try and attack her. It misses. The next one is trying to attack her. So at least she's standing over you, so nobody's attacking you. This one hits.
That's not good.
She doesn't defend. Oh dearie me. 2 damage. And that's only AP because it's all absorbed by her thing. So this is now the next round. You again don't get to do anything.
So
But first Siobhan gets to go.
Okay.
Bam. Doesn't hit. Then it's the first one. It tries to hit her. Misses. Second one. Misses. She gets to go one more time. She doesn't. So now it's you.
Mm-hmm.
You now need to move. So she's basically moved you away. So you're standing here now.
Okay, yeah, that would have been the way where I would, if not, would have crawled over and tried to get up again. So the main idea is, can I get back up on my feet?
Yeah, you can.
The question is, can I still hit something as well?
Yes, you can.
I will hit number 3, because number 3 is the one who got me on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So, sword to the face, and that's a critical success. That's a 30.
Okay, that's not a critical, basically, it's not critting against you. Let me see critical success.
I have something I can click. There's a button I can click. Schwere Verletzung der Wirbelsäule. I rolled a 38.
Okay.
It's maybe hard in this thing, but it needs to be.
Can you
kind
please
of
make
even.
damage?
Let's see. How do I get back? Oh no, that's not backwards. That is also not. Oh, I hate this thing. Sometimes this character sheet. 8 damage.
Okay, so basically what happens is this one goes straight into life points as well.
Mm-hmm.
And since it says it's got 30 minutes that it can't do anything, that is pretty much basically it. Because that's way beyond the way longer than, you know, the whole fight would take.
Yeah.
So it's basically out of the game. So now it is number 2.
Hmm.
And that one attacks. Let's roll a 6. 1, 2, 3. It's you. I rolled a 5, so it's Siobhan. So it bites Siobhan. Sorry. It attacks Siobhan and it hits.
Mm-hmm.
Barely, but it does. And she resists it. And she takes 2 points of damage to her AP. But she gets to hit it right back.
Go get it.
Okay, she does 2 points of damage. And let's see how it fares. Yeah, so it takes 2 to its AP. And it's your turn.
I will try to hit number 2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I miss.
Okay. Okay, let's see who it hits. On a 2, it hits you. And it doesn't hit. So it's now Siobhan.
Okay.
She tries to hit it.
Cut off their pincers. Or legs.
No, she misses. It's you.
Should... Oh no, that thing can't move, can it?
This one.
Yeah, number 2.
Why would it move?
No, it's a question because it would be their attack if they can attack.
No,
by
they
now?
can't. They are 30 minutes down. They have they're in so much pain they
Okay.
can't do anything.
No, I know number 2, not number 3.
Oh, sorry, number 2. It has already. It failed.
Okay.
It's you.
Fail.
Okay. Now it's
This will
its
be
turn.
a long fight.
Yeah. I can see that now. I have to get used to the fighting here again. Okay.
Yeah, it's not as quick as other game systems.
It attacks you. It's not as quick at all. And it tries to attack you.
Don't you
And
dare
it
bite me.
doesn't.
Good.
It's Siobhan.
Come on.
Bam.
Go for the legs.
Hits. Oh. Mm-hmm.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is that good or bad?
It's very good. Okay, it's basically broken its leg. So everything is now okay, so it takes 1 and 1. And now you can attack it, but you are at a +4.
Okay. With a +4, it's a success.
Okay. And it doesn't defend. Please make damage. Please do damage.
8.
Oh,
That seems to be my average roll for damage.
that is a very strong weapon you've got there.
Yep. It's a D6 +4.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what it does. Doesn't hit. Siobhan hits it. Okay. 4 damage. It does defend. Okay, it's you again.
That's,
+4.
yeah, barely success with the +4.
It does defend.
Okay. So AP damage?
How much? No, in total?
7. I rolled a 7.
Okay. It's really hurt now.
It started it?
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't. It didn't do anything to anyone this round, so now it's Siobhan. She's at a +8. Does 6 points of damage. And it doesn't defend, it's dead. It keels over. Yeah, it's dead. And the other one is basically just lying there, and you basically make... You send it into the void, because obviously it's... If once it gets back, you know, you can see it's in pain, but once it gets over it, it would probably attack you again. Okay.
I want to have a closer look at what these things are.
Well, they look like really, really, really big
creepy
critters.
Yeah.
6 legs, chitin back, no wings.
Okay.
And they're easily 1 meter long and about 60 meters tall. Not as tall as the... Well, I mean, like the spider you saw, which was like a really, really, really large dog. They're only slightly smaller.
Yeah.
Why not nice.
Creepy crawly so big here? What's wrong with this country?
I honestly don't know, but let me take a look. And she looks at you.
At me? Why? I'm fine.
You are hurt.
Just a little. You're hurt as well. It hit you as well.
It didn't, because that never happened, because you didn't let her go through.
I just fell and stumbled.
What now?
I just stumbled.
No.
Face planted onto the floor.
Yes,
very
well,
graciously.
Yeah. Okay, let's just, you know. Okay. So, first of all, she managed to give you first aid.
Okay.
Which is good. And now you're getting back something, but I have to check what you get back.
AP would be nice.
Yeah,
AP would be nice.
I have done all of this, and let's hope that I can find all of this, because codex.
You haven't used that in ages.
I know. Yep. So she does have it, and it is going to help you, but I don't know how much you're getting back. Can you roll 1d6 for me, please?
Yeah, I will try to when I get back to my character sheet. 1d6. 1.
Okay, you get 1 LP back and you get 1 AP back.
Thank you.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
Yeah. So she binds your wounds. She has not actually used her powers. She is just basically giving you normal healing.
That is fine. I'm not that hurt.
How much do you have now at the moment?
17 LP and 20 AP. So yes, I lost quite a bit AP, but I've looked worse.
Yeah, you've had worse, and you've looked well. You've looked a lot worse because at least both your eyes are one of your eyes is still there. Okay.
Yeah, the other
So-
one. It would be bad if I lose the second one. Then,
Yes, that would be really difficult. You
A
could
blind
you could,
Ashling would be interesting to play.
Yeah, you could then meet this lady in the agora and just sit next to her and just put visions into people's heads.
Can't do visions.
You don't know that. Maybe that is something that happens to you when you go blind.
I hope not.
No.
I don't want to explore that field.
So basically, you now know that there is stuff down here.
Yeah, as honestly I suspected.
So the question is, what do you want to do? Do you want to explore and
Yeah.
try and maybe find the guy and hopefully he's still in one piece?
That's the idea. We will tell the others too, if they are not good fighters, maybe to stay back at the stairs.
They will. They are happy to stay back.
And Ashling will see that we at least try to be quiet when we move around. So stealth mode, kind of.
Okay. Okay. Are you stealthy? Can you just roll on
I'm
Geschicklichkeit?
definitely not stealthy, but I can try.
You can use Schleichen.
Oh wait, I think I have that. No,
She
I don't.
fails.
Yeah, I don't have. Well, I have a little. No, I don't. I fail as well. So we are not. We are not really.
Okay, so what you can do now is you can now tell me. You can now move freely around. Where do you want to go?
I see doors on the other side, so I think. Well, first of all, I would go to the corner here and just have a peek around the corner. What is there?
Here you see an amphora. You've seen
Yeah.
those before. And behind it here,
Is there a statue?
you see a statue. Yes, indeed.
What
Do you want to
kind?
explore?
Yeah, I would not really. I would at least step one step inside and want to have a look on what it is. Maybe motion Servon to join because she knows statues might be gods, so she might be a better option to see what or who it is. I would not go directly up to it.
Okay, so basically, I have to give you 360 degrees, otherwise it doesn't work, does it? So 360. Okay. She looks, and she says, "Oh, that's." So basically, you see a statue that is old.
Yeah.
And kind of a little bit damaged as well, but it's a god that is sitting there with on his hind legs, and his legs are actually goat's hoofs
Okay.
and goat's legs, and he's got a male upper torso of a man, and he's got a male face, and he's got horns, and she says, "Oh, that is Yaxos, the god of wine. He's the only old one that has survived to this day. So obviously that was one of his temples. He's associated with wine and drinking and merrymaking. He's not an evil god."
Okay, that's good to know. So, probably not a place to worship devils. But you had the feeling that it was kind of holy, so.
Yeah,
Weird.
absolutely. It's
Should
holy.
we look what is behind the doors on the other side?
Go ahead.
So, I will walk over there and I will put my ear against the first door and try to listen.
Please do.
Is there a stat for that explicitly? Sowas wie lauschen? Wahrscheinlich nicht.
It's
Wahrnehmung, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Success.
Okay. You hear nothing. It's absolutely quiet.
Can I try to open the door?
Please
Is it
do.
locked?
No, it's not.
Okay. I will open the door and peek inside, and I see that looks like a table.
You actually see a table, and you see bookshelves here and here, and there's a strong box back here.
Are there books in the bookshelf?
There are scrolls
Okay.
Or the rest of scrolls actually in the bookshelf, yes.
Well, I highly doubt Aisling can read anything in this language, but she will still carefully pull one rest out to have a peek if she can see in which language at least it's written.
You've seen this language written down before, it's Chrysaean.
Okay. I will very carefully put it back.
Siobhan takes the scrolls and she says, "These are definitely holy. I will keep them. I will ask them to read what they are. They might be words from the goddess or from somebody. I'm just gonna keep them. Okay?"
And Aisling would step forward to the desk. Have a look if there's something on it, or if it has like a drawer or something like that.
You find, interestingly enough, you find a lot of parchment that's empty.
If it's still usable, that would be something to keep for notes.
Yeah. You take it, it's still usable. So you have now got 5 more pieces of parchment, so 10 pages.
I would hand them over to Siobhan because she's the writer in our group.
Yeah.
And I would have a look at the box.
Yep.
Is it locked?
Yes, it is locked. Do you want to open it though? You can if you try.
Yeah, with brute force.
You use brute force. You open the the box. And what you find is actually another pieces of writing paraphernalia, old pens, old inkwells, but the ink is long dry.
Okay. So I will leave them there, not really useful. And I will step out again and listen at the second door.
You hear nothing.
I will see if the door opens.
The door does open, but what you can see here is basically lots and lots and lots of stones.
So here the ceiling probably came down or something like that. So if I look a little bit up, is the ceiling still there?
The ceiling is still there, yes.
Okay.
Let me just check something. Okay, yeah, nothing happens.
Okay. Then I will close the door again. And I will tiptoe over here. To have a look. So it looks like it goes to the left somewhere. I would just peek around to the left. I'm not sure if is it a door or is it like an open way?
It's a gate, more or less.
Okay, so stepping there and just peeking inside and listening if there's anything.
Then make a Wahrnehmungsroll.
No.
Okay.
The wall to our right, it's a wall, right? There's nothing. Yeah, it looks like it's a wall.
Yeah,
at
that's
least
a wall.
I can't see it through it. Okay. So I hear and see nothing. Then I will carefully step.
Oh yes,
in.
you do see something. You see this thing here.
Yeah, I can see it. It looks
yeah.
like an altar or something like
Well,
that.
it's
or
actually more like a
sacrifice.
stone table.
Okay, I will carefully step inside anyhow.
And over here you can see it's like a forge.
Oh, and the skull on the floor. Nice. Forge and stone table. Do I see any equipment of like forging metal or things?
You do see something, and you see small metal, kind of like cups,
Uh-huh.
with a very long, what you call it, handle. But they are very small. You've seen smiths at work, and you've seen them at their forge, and they have those, but they're usually a lot larger. So these are very small.
So they are doing like maybe coins or something small.
Do you take a look at this at the
Yeah,
forge?
I would. I would. I want to see if I can find out what they made here.
Then do a survival.
Success.
Okay, you actually find a small golden amulet.
Ooh. Does it have anything on it?
It has it depicts the god that you just saw.
Oh. I will take it outside then, or show it Siobhan.
Oh, it's probably one of their holy symbols.
Yeah, so it seems like that's what they made here.
Can I ask you to make a survival check?
Okay, that's a success.
Okay, you now notice that you are moving, that you've moved further away, then you probably are no longer under the main building of the temple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then let's see. It seems like there's more ahead. We will carefully move forward. I'm not sure to my left. Is there somewhere an opening?
Yeah,
because
there
I
is
can
a
see
gate.
to the. Okay, that's the gate. Okay. I will stand still again and listen just to see if I can
hear
hear
nothing.
anything. Then I will peek my head inside. Ooh. Oh. Is that a bathtub?
Almost.
Okay. And it's definitely a skelly lying on a table thing.
Yeah. What you see here is it's probably a place where they would have cleaned their dead.
Okay. And they left one on the table.
A long time ago, because this one is now a skeleton.
Yeah.
And the bathtub is dry. I mean, it
Okay.
looks like it contains water, but it doesn't.
No, but it's okay. And it's an M4 in the south again, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Let's just see if she can do something here.
It's an interesting choice of having a temple, everything below ground.
She looks at the dead person and she says, "Oh, look, his right arm was broken once, but it was healed while he was still alive."
Maybe it was one of the priests.
Maybe.
The question is, why did they leave him here like this? You would try to bury him somehow, usually.
Well, maybe something happened. I mean, this whole place is abandoned.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we find elsewise. Moving forward. I can see a room to the left that is filled with stones.
You can also see that it's probably caved in. So there may have been an earthquake.
And I'm not sure, I can see like a tiny half field in the upper part, like
Yeah.
here.
It should be one.
Okay.
The problem is due to the perspective, it actually turns out to be only half a one.
Okay.
So you can probably not place yourself in that. It's actually a corridor, but I don't think you can place yourself in it.
Well, it can, because I can peek into the wall, because the wall seems to be a field. Yeah, I can go in there.
Oh, excellent. Okay, then keep
So
going.
that would be the way to go. There were no other doors or
No.
entries on the other side. Okay. I will carefully move forward, and before I step around the corner, I would stand and listen again.
You can now roll Wahrnehmung.
Nope, I hear nothing
You hear nothing.
except my
It's absolutely
neighbors
quiet.
being
You hear your
very
own
loud.
breathing and
Yeah, and
the
Siobhan's.
reverberations of your own. Yeah, and reverberations of your own.
Then I will not step outside. First of all, I would put my head out and peek around the corner before I step outside.
You see exactly what you see there. Nothing moves.
I guess the lights that I see are not lit, right? So it's dark
No.
down here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you have a torch,
Yeah,
and you see as
our
far as the
torch.
torch lets you see.
Honestly, if there are torches in the wall that are like just out, I would try to light them up. At least. So same procedure for the other corner.
Yeah.
Like listening before peeking my head out.
Wahrnehmung.
No, I hear nothing again.
You hear nothing.
And I will stick my head outside. Whoa. That is a lot. You changed something. Did you? I can
I
suddenly
did.
see more. I'm not sure.
You can probably see into the rooms because your token is wider than the...
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay. So to the left there's a hallway, and a little bit to the right as well.
Yeah.
I think we would go left first. Peeking into both rooms to see if we can see anything.
Yeah, and what you see is basically you have come to the place of burial. So they obviously put out the dead bodies on stone, like benches, and basically let them rot. And then at some point they turn into skeletons.
That's an interesting way. I would step inside each room just to have a peek around. Oh, I'm stuck.
Investigation. Wahrnehmung. What am I saying? Survival.
Nope.
You find nothing.
Good.
You're not even sure if anybody has been here or not.
Only the dead might tell us. No, hopefully not. So I will step forward and have a look left and right again.
To the left and right you see
The same again.
burial places.
Huh.
Stop. Not so fast.
Okay.
Go back to where you were, down here. Because as you enter, you see a ghost. Well, it's a female ghost, but pretend it's male.
Hello, darling.
No, it's not a darling, it's a man. And he
Hello,
is
sir.
very... He is...
Not amused, probably, that we disturbed him.
He rises up in front of you.
I
And
would
he
say
says...
good day in the language there. Yeah, Chrysaean.
And he looks at you, and for some reason you understand what he's saying. He says, "Have you finally come to release us? Me and my brothers."
How should we do that?
You have to bury the bones
Where?
Just take them. Take them out from the temple. And just scatter them. Normally we would have done this ourselves, but we all died. There was an earthquake. It left none alive.
Okay. So not bury you outside, just scatter in the wild.
Yes. This way we're back with the old gods.
We will do that. Our friends will help for sure. Are we the first one you've seen in a long time?
No, there was one other.
We are looking for him, actually.
He saw us and he ran. He saw me, he ran. He was afraid.
But why? Oh well, he can explain, not you.
I am dead. I know this. I think he's never seen a ghost before.
Oh, I've seen much worse things. Do not worry. We will make sure you and your brothers will get your final rest that you deserve.
Thank you.
You are very welcome.
And the ghost fades.
Yep. Just turning to Siobhan, you saw and heard that, did you?
Yes, I did. But I wonder, where did Ascados run to? I mean, he didn't even collect his things.
I have no idea. Honestly, you can't be scared of a ghost that way, that you just run out and don't get your stuff. Because I'm quite sure he did not follow the man.
Probably not. I know a couple of things about ghosts, but what I know most is that they are usually tied to a place if they have unfinished business, like these ones.
Should we retrace our steps and see if we missed anything? If not, we can, I think, get the others, because I'm sure they will be willing to help to get the bones outside.
Of course.
Okay. And we would go back and just peek again in every room just to see if there's anything we missed. Like another way to go.
No, there is not.
And we will walk. Ugh, I can't pull it myself. Wait. Out. Okay. We will go back to the others if we see nothing else. So back to the stairs. And would meet
Go
with
back
them.
up?
Yeah, go back up or call them downstairs that it's safe.
So you basically, I just pulled you over. You should be seeing the new one.
Yeah.
The old map.
Yeah, we see the old map. So we would probably meet up again at the camping place of the dude.
The two of them are no longer alone.
Oh.
There's another man with them.
They're at the camping place up there?
Yeah.
Aisling would walk up to them.
They look at you and they say, "Ah, Aisling, this is Ascados. Ascados, these are our traveling companions. They've made sure that we reach you." The man looks at you. He is a lot older than the two of them. He looks very careworn, dirty. Probably spent a while outside without, like bedrolls or anything. And he looks at you and he says, "Were you downstairs? Did you see him?"
Yeah, we talked to him.
You talked to him. Did
Why
he
not?
tell you? Did he tell you that I ran?
Yes, he
because
did.
I did.
I don't know why you ran. He's not scary. He just asked for help.
I feel so ashamed. I ran because I'd never seen a ghost before and I wasn't ready.
Well, we all can do our part now. They need our help. They died all in an earthquake here, and they asked us to carry the bones outside of the temple and spread them in nature, because that would have been what they usually do with the bodies, so they can be free. At the moment they're all stuck here.
Oh, we can do this if this is going to help them.
Yeah, I think so too. We looked through every room. It seems like there's no danger down there anymore.
How can I appear in front of his eyes, having left him like this?
If you return and help, I don't think he will be mad.
I was going to live my life as a stylite and try to be demure and follow the goddess, but at the first trial I ran.
You returned? Others
I
would
did.
have ran and not come back. You were on your own here, so being careful is not the worst thing to do. Let's help them.
That worked. That worked. He's very he's blushing and he doesn't, he's very what's the word, embarrassed.
Yeah,
But he does
one or
help.
2 blankets and just collect the bones. We will be careful with them. It's not that we generally pile them, but we will be very careful in moving them, I guess, and then carry them outside the temple grounds and start to spread them there.
You do that, and you spread the bones, and Siobhan says a couple of words, as does Askedos. And then the 2 men turn towards you and they say, well, you've helped us get here. We thank you. Our journey has come to an end. We will stay here with Askedos as his disciples.
Well, we have to say a lot of thanks to your help and showing us and teaching us.
We have got something for you. And he hands you a little bag. It is 15 gold pieces that will take you some ways herein. Definitely in Monophrastos.
We can't take all your money.
We don't need it. We will spend our lives here in poverty. That is how the goddess commands it. We will live off the land and whatever people bring us.
We will leave definitely some food with you and everything you need to get through
Thank you.
the first days. And
Yeah.
be nice around here. The god of wine will probably look over you.
Askedos looks at you and he says, well, there are some wild vines just over there. I've already had some grapes.
See, that's a good start.
And he smiles, and you can see that probably grapes is all that he's had. He looks very like asceticism is him.
Yeah.
And then basically, do you want to try and hunt again?
Yeah, I think we would stay for the rest of the day and camp here overnight and then return or move on next day. So I would do another hunt. We would help to clean and set up camp for the guys and probably also eat a few of the grapes because they will probably be tasty.
They're very tasty.
So let's see. No, I'm not catching anything today.
Let's see, maybe she's lucky. She will do a survival check
The only thing I could do is set up some snares for them to check tomorrow or the days after if they can find something, and then in there, then they would have something to eat.
Yeah.
I think that would be something that Aisling would do if she can't get anything. She would at least set up a few traps, show them how to do that, and that they can check them in the next days.
Let's see what she does. She passes, so she sets traps as well, which work.
Good.
And so basically you spend the evening. It's actually quite a nice evening because Askedos tells you about his journey, which he undertook all by himself. He was lucky he didn't encounter any spiders. He did meet the elephant, though it was just basically grazing and not doing anything. And when you tell him that you had seen it hunted, he said, oh, you should never hunt them. They are sacred.
Oh?
Yes, they are sacred to the Lord of Wine. Only a fool would try to kill one of them. Also, I hear that they are quite powerful and strong. Chances are they would actually just run you over.
Just to be curious, while we sit here in the evening, when we sit and eat probably something, we would make sure he gets maybe a little bit of bread and something else inside of him than grapes.
Yeah, he does. He does eat other things. It's just that really he had left his pack and what little food he had inside the temple, and he was just afraid to get it. So, so he does eat something.
Do you by any chance know anything about Thalassa?
Thalassa? That's the demon capital.
Yeah, still. Are they?
But what would
demons
you like
just-
to know? I do know some things. What would you like to know?
Well, if it's the demon capital, does that mean demons run around in the city walls?
Yes,
just
unfortunately,
like
that
humans?
is exactly what it means. There are people there who have managed, well, to cut a really long story very short. There once was a group of people, they were called the Sea Masters. They ruled all of what is today Chrysaea, what was then Chrysaea. And then there was a war between them and the Black Wizards. And the Black Wizards tried to take out the Sea Masters. And the Sea Masters' capital was Thalassa, because Thalassa simply means sea. So it's built on the sea. It's a big harbor, or it used to be one. Well, it's still there, but the story of the harbor is something else. It's still there, but there is something in the harbor water which prevents ships from probably a demon. And basically the Black Wizards came, and when they realized that the Sea Masters were more powerful than they had wagered, what they did was they brought demons. And
The Black Wizards.
Yes, and they wrought spells and tore open the ground beneath. And then it seems like they opened a portal to somewhere else and outspilled demons and overran Thalassa and took out the Sea Masters' troops.
So
And then the Black Wizards decided to keep going. And Kroisos tried to fight them on their own, together with the help of Monophrastos. Now, Kroisos also has a fleet. Monophrastos always fight on foot. So Monophrastos decided to go north and then west and take them out at a path that is very narrow. It's called Thermopylae. Translated, that means hot springs. And so they sent 300 of their best warriors to just hold that path. And they stayed there for 5 nights and 5 days. In the end, they all were dead, but they had stopped the advance of the Black Wizard's army. So the Croatian fleet could travel around, beach, send its warriors from behind, and so in a pincer movement, they were destroyed. Except for anything in Thalassa, because the demon breach had been opened and couldn't be closed again.
Are there black wizards still in Thalassa?
Probably. There are lots of people in Thalassa. It is now, let's put it this way. If you want to run from the law, you go to Thalassa. If you're not interested in the law, you go to Thalassa. If you want to make money, you go to Thalassa. If you want to learn, you go to Thalassa. Because you can learn whatever you like. If you want power, you go to Thalassa.
I'm rather seeking answers and I'm not sure.
Answers to what?
Family issues?
Is your family from Thalassa? Dutale says, no, her family is from Monofrastos. Just look at her. And whenever they say that the most beautiful women come from Monofrastos, you hear a chuckle from
Siobhan.
Sure, told you so. So your family is from Monofrastos?
Yes. The other part.
But you're looking for answers in family issues in Thalassa. What kind of family issues might that be?
Well, the other part of my family made a pact with a demon.
They made a pact with a demon. Are they from Thalassa?
No.
No.
But still,
Well,
it might be a place to find answers. Although it sounds like a very, very dangerous place to be.
well, I would say it is a lot less dangerous than it used to be. It is just important not to... Well, there is... When I say if you run from the law, run to Thalassa, that is true, but it's also not true, because it is not completely lawless.
It
There
has
is-
their own laws.
Someone there, his name, or her name, who knows, is the Beggar King. Nobody knows who that is, but everybody knows they exist. And they uphold whatever order there is. And once you know the rules and you abide by them, you are quite safe. So somebody has set up rules, and they are... It's not like you would go out there and anyone would just cut your throat. Someone might cut your throat if you take from the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
Someone might steal from you because you're in the wrong district or ward. They call them wards. But each ward has its own group that resides there. And there are places that are neutral, so anyone can go there. As long as you do not encroach on anyone's business, they will not encroach on yours. But when you are new, you go there and you will be found, and someone will tell you what the rules are, and they will try to find out what it is that you want. My advice, if you do need to go there, try not to lie too much, because they will know.
Thank you for the advice.
They will not know your name, and they will not care for your name. But if you are to consort with demons, there will be people who can help you with that. My suggestion is bring your weapons show them openly. But only draw them if it's really necessary, and never ever make empty threats. Know this, if you say you are going to retaliate and you do not, you will for sure be dead.
Oh, well, then I don't need to change my behavior. I just need to be myself.
Siobhan rolls her eyes at you and she says, please.
It's not the place where we go next.
I do want to take you home in one piece. I promised Vari I would never leave you and I would bring you back.
Well, the idea
The kids
is
are waiting.
that I'm not coming back in one piece. I will miss, hopefully, one piece.
She falls earnest and she nods. Yes, let's hope that.
But, well, first of all, family.
So it's to Monofrastos as of tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, it'll probably take you around 2 weeks, but it should be fine traveling. It is a lot less. Well, there are earthquakes, but they are rather rare. And in summer, it's very dry, so you will not ever have an avalanche or anything like that. In winter, it can get really, really, really cold. When you cross the Taygetus Mountains, in winter, they are completely snowed in.
Well, we know snow and cold. That's not new to us. On the way back, we will probably stop here just to check in with you guys. So
We would
if
be
we
very happy.
stumble over anything, do you need anything that we should keep an eye open for?
Well, if you could bring us some food, we have water.
obviously.
We can always use provisions. Maybe if you could get some ground grain, so we can make our own dough to make our own bread.
Maybe a bit of salt on top of that as well.
Salt would also be very welcome. They've got salt in Monofrastos. They take it right from the sea.
Then we will use. She will take the money back. Use a bit of that for you.
He looks at you and then he looks at his friends and he says, "You did not tell them about money in Monofrastos, did you?" "No, it's a bit difficult to explain. We thought that it was best if they learned it themselves." "Ah, all right. Let me tell you this. The Monofrastians believe in no possessions. Everyone has the same as everyone else, except for the 2 kings. They have a little more. But every Monofrastian has a house. Every Monofrastian has a red garment that they get once a year. And then, of course, the normal tunics. They are really short, though. They don't wear shoes, not even in winter. The only thing that they have that is really valuable to them is their weapons. But other than that, everything that is produced belongs to everyone. They say that in order to keep the peace, the secret is never to have anything that will make anyone greedy."
It's a question if that includes guests that are just passing by.
Well, do you plan on making war on Monofrastos? Because then my answer is you should not even try.
I'm just there to see. I'm honestly not sure what I'm there to see.
No, what I'm trying to say is when you go there, you will not be needing money. They will just give you whatever you ask for.
Okay.
But ask nicely. If you just take it,
No, I would
you
not
will
steal.
lose both your hands and your head.
I'm not there to steal. I will ask and willing to pay or work for it, depending on whatever they like.
I suppose they would ask you to work for it because really money doesn't exist. They do not have money. They every so often keep some money when they trade, and they trade very, very rarely if they want to trade for something else, because outside of Monofrastos, of course, this is Chrysea. Gold is everything. And if you give them gold, they will probably keep it and put it into storage in case they ever travel.
Okay.
You will be And he looks at you again, and then he falls silent, and he says, I believe you will not dislike Monophrastos.
I have to admit, all the places here are a bit unusual for us. It's very different from home.
It is. I do not know your home. Unlike these, I have never travelled outside of Chrysaea. But within Chrysaea, Monophrastos is very different. It is both peaceful and warlike. They say that, and it is true, for the last 100 generations, the Monophrastian women have never seen the smoke from the enemy's campfires. That's how safe they have been. But that came at a price. The price is that they always go to war. They are born warriors. They are brought up to be warriors. That is what they do, and that is the only thing that they do. It all has its price. In order to keep everyone away, they have a strong army, plus they don't own anything that is of relevance to anyone else. But I can tell you this, Monophrastos is a beautiful country. It is very peaceful, there are not very many people, and it is large. They've got a really, really beautiful waterfall near Mezoa. And the crystalline caves are beautiful as well.
Then we will see if we can give them a visit.
The caves? You should. Why? Some of the walls have the color of your eyes. They glow in the dark too.
Mm.
They say it's the lichen.
Well, we have mosses at home that are glowing in the dark sometimes.
It is probably the same thing. Green is one of the colors you don't find that much in this country.
Well, it's dry here, so it's hard for nature to really come through with lush green grass and moss. But
Yes.
you have the perfect place to grow olives and wine.
Yes, we do. It's the sun. And so the evening draws to a close, and you know that you have to you want to get up not too late the next day to get moving.
Yep.
So you look after the horses one more time. Is there an apple?
I hope so. If I still have some, I would definitely give one half to Percy and one half to Storm.
You give them an apple, half an apple each. And then basically, do you want to set watches?
Yes.
Okay, then roll Constitution.
I don't trust nature here. If creepy crawlies are that big.
Oh God.
A success.
She falls asleep.
Okay. Let's hope nothing comes out of the earth or whatever to munch on our heels.
You're lucky nothing comes out of the earth. You wake up the next morning. Sun is shining. It's warm. You make breakfast and we shall leave it there.
So on the road again. But
On
this
the
time
road
we
again.
this time we can ride because we don't.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can because you're no longer with companions.
I would have also asked from here how long the travel would have been to Thalassa, just to be curious. Because
To
it looks,
Thalassa.
it
Okay.
looks closer by than Monophrastos.
Well, no, you are. When we look at the page again,
Depends on where we are.
You are around here.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so it is actually
Then
across. So
okay,
this is
understood.
where you came out.
Uh-huh.
You traveled down. Nicostria
Understand.
is round about here.
Okay.
Having said this, the point is, of course, that this is the map that you got in Alba, the one that we're looking at. So it is not very detailed. So, for example, Nicostria isn't in it, and Kroisos isn't either. So whoever drew this basically knew about Thalassa, because that is simply very, very famous, because it is a very negative place. You know, people have heard about this, rumors. Monophrastos is on there. It could be because it was drawn by somebody in your castle, so it could be that maybe your mother drew this. And
or at
said,
least
okay,
gave
this is where I'm
information
from,
for
or
it.
gave information.
Yeah.
And
so we could add places technically, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. That is possible.
Yeah, we would do that. At least the main cities that we have that, and also to mark at where we are, and we would find the temple again if we want to meet the guys.
Yeah.
Then it's clear that it would be probably, if we're back on the main part, if we're around here, it would probably again 2 to 3 weeks to get to Thalassa then.
Yeah. Okay.
But Monophrastos is next time.
Yes. So hopefully you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it a lot. I hope everyone listening in, bearing with us through combat. It's always a bit.
We'll have to do something about combat, because that is simply.
Yeah, it pulls along.
Yeah.
It's not very creative. It's just.
No, I think we may actually switch to D20 D&D, like with AC, and then just roll against it.
Yeah, that might be maybe. We can see how we want to do it.
We can see how we do this. But thank you very much for playing. Thank you very much for listening and watching. And
thank you for telling the story.
And you will see this round about the festive season. So we wish you all a happy festive season and a happy new year. And we will talk to you again in the new year. Bye.
Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Bye-bye.
Stay safe and healthy. Bye. O hi hi mina morviena, o hi hi mina korviena, o hi hi mina karachen, hi mina skaren fojo, hi mi gondalan taches and trukuk mi, kerer oram feilches a chan en a hukas mi, jev mi an eigus gran rukim, nach rech ging tunich en or. O hi hi mina morviena, o hi hi mina korviena, o hi hi mina karachen, hi mina skaren fuicho.